so made for TV. Laid down laws, what he said he was. I'll never forget that. Never forget that. That's it. Well, y'all know this is a daily meeting, and if the first time here, boom, right? You can do all that stuff. You know what it is. Now to literally run this business every day. This just so happens. This is not for show. It just so happens to be we open up the public to help as many people out as we possibly can. That being said, we still have to run this company, and so you get to hear private conversations. You get to hear private conversations openly with an invite. Let's run this company. I'm gonna show you how things have changed, and to be successful, you don't have much of a choice but to change with them. But we'll get there in a second. Grace, you asked me a question this morning. Would you tell us what you asked?
I asked Antonio what his measurements were for today.
And can you tell him why you asked me that question?
Friday on the daily meeting, he was saying how, I can't remember who the person was, but they said that their tailor always, every time they came in, they always...
George Bernard
Shaw's tailor. Every time he went in, his tailor always took new measurements of him because he didn't want to assume, like most other tailors, that he had the same measurements as the last time that he came in. So every time he came to the tailor shop, he would take his measurements. And Antonio was talking to us Saturday, and he said, every day my measurements are different. So I said, okay, every morning before the call, I don't mess with them on weekends, but I say Monday through Friday, I'll ask you, what's your measurements for the day?
All right, so let's back up a little bit. You said a whole lot. That Saturday conversation, was I on camera or was I talking to y'all?
You were talking to us.
All right, give us some more information about that now.
You were telling us where the company was going, and you were drawing on the board as far as, I don't know how much you want me to say, but it was some things you were
say whatever you feel needs to be said to
okay.
Give value.
You were talking about what Satish and his team was doing for Rasheza as far as the company, and you drew out these are the three things that we're going to have so that we can get your people and you were telling us, hey,
okay,
we got
I remember now. So yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
So say what you say need to add value. Just don't say nothing to make y'all look bad. Yeah, don't make y'all look. I was getting on them. This is what that is, right? Yeah, I was getting on them. So don't make y'all look bad, but say enough to add value.
You were explaining what is all going to be in the software and included. So when we do have, we get those people, this is what they're going to see. Basically what the teacher was talking about last night with the software and how it's evolving and coming along. And you were also telling us if we're at 12 o'clock at midnight, you're already at 11:59 p.m. the next day. And so your measurements are always different every day because you're always thinking so far ahead.
Right, exactly. So I was basically explaining to them, y'all tripping. You still operating on some shit I did last month, right? You just not pay attention to my measurements, because every time that we win or lose or something, and in this case it's all this doggone winning, I've got to shift and adjust. And I was telling them, this was after the meeting, just another meeting after the meeting, I was telling them that y'all don't check my measurements, because every single day I wake up, my measurements change. Right? You're following me as a CEO, but you're not saying, CEO, how have you changed? How has this event in the company changed you so we can change with you, right? So they got it. And Grace, in her genius, well, let me show you the quote first, and everybody will be able to catch along. Now, I had no idea she heard. She said she heard, right? But who be listening to words? Nobody listen to words. Don't nobody listen to words, right? She said she heard. But today, the harvest of her hearing.
I listen to numbers more than I do words. So if I listen to words, then okay.
Well, fair enough. So here's the quote right here. The only man I know who behaves sensibly is my tailor. He takes my measurements anew each time he sees me. The rest go on with their old measurements and expect me to fit them. It's one of the most brilliant quotes I've ever heard in my life. One of the most brilliant quotes. And it's facts. Every time we win, I got new measurements. Every time we lose, I got new measurements. Every time we do something and it doesn't work, I got new measurements. Every time something happens to my market, I've got new measurements. Do you understand? And when the team, I was explaining to them Saturday, when you don't adjust to my new measurements, you get in conflict with me. Now, this isn't a problem because you don't have to adjust. But if you're wondering why I'm getting on your nerves, right? Ain't that what I said, Grace? If you're wondering why, it's because you in my way. And so I drew some squares on a board, like a calendar, and I said, here is January 1st. We're going to call that 12:01 a.m. I'm at December 31st at 11:59 p.m. Y'all still over there. So what you see and feel is this conflict of how much my measurements have changed and how much y'all want me to fit into the measurements you think I have on. That's a valuable lesson because all of y'all should respect that in your country. Hell, you should respect that in your relationship. You should expect that in your relationship, right? Your businesses, all that stuff. And Grace, tell them what you asked me this morning. Pay attention, y'all.
I asked what his measurements were for today.
Brilliant. I ain't know she heard me. I ain't know nobody heard me. Law, I was just, I wish I had long hair so I can do what you do. Law, it don't work. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to hold my neck right, right? I got to get it to know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get it to know how to. But once I get it, though, I'm going to work it out. I didn't know they heard me, but Grace did, and she asked that. Now, pay attention because this is what y'all need to understand. Grace, what was my doggone response? My measurements, y'all, have changed. Go ahead, Grace.
Good job. I can't, with good consciousness, promote the company during this time or help people make money on the platform.
All right. So let's have our doggone meeting. I cannot, with good consciousness, drop my 20-something videos a day about money and stuff. I can't. Forget that I'm black. My market, their measurements have changed. So this is where y'all go wrong. Say what you want. It's a lot of people judging their favorite people right now because they're silent or insensitive or anything. It's the truth. It's the truth. And I cannot, with good consciousness, drop 20 videos about wealth or whatever and not hear or adjust to the measurements of my market's pain. Do you understand? Now, you can run that's why I said before y'all got here off recording, this is what I said. I told everybody this here. I said, listen, there's no proper way to run a business. You can do that however you want to do it. But your business is still going to be run whether you want it to or not. And then I broke that down. I said, if you decide not to run your business, your country going to run your business, your environment going to run your business, your in-laws going to run your business. It's like getting inside of a car, 70 miles per hour, and you let the steering wheel go. Every pebble on the road going to run your business. Your messed up alignment going to run your car, right? The terrain going to run your car. the ramp over overpass is gonna run you. All that's everything that you not doing. That stuff is gonna run what you trying to do. I need y'all to receive this, because I kept telling y'all. I kept telling everybody listening to me, and once again, here I go sounding stupid until stuff actually happens. I kept saying, Steve, in this time, brand over sales. Didn't I say that? How many times I said that? Almost every morning, because I got it written down on my notes to make sure I say it. Brand over sales, brand over sales, brand over sales. And if anyone wants to survive during this time, it better be brand over sales. I've been saying it. And unfortunately, what you don't necessarily process is we accidentally separate pain from pain. We got levels of this. I'll give you a great example. 43 million people lose their job. You go, oh my God, that's terrible. That's because at the same time, whether you want to admit it or not, those 43 million people are good, hard, honest, working people. However you want to process that. Boom. People of color crying in the streets. Oh, that's a different kind of pain. It's not. It's not. Brand over sales. To date, I've had 9 white people reach out to me and say, hey, man, how can we help? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. 3 of them want me to be on a conference, 3 different conferences to hold a dialogue. One of them, 20 years old, said, hey, man, I'm like so white, and my town was 6,000 people. Buddy, I don't know nothing, but I've been following you for a long time, and I want to interview you, and I'm telling you right now, 90% of my audience is going to be young and white, and they don't know nothing either. Can you help us? Right? Boom. I swear to God, it's happened. He's got like, I don't know, 20,000 followers or something. All that stuff, right? Let me read this question real quick in private chat. Okay. Yeah. You should do. So what is asking me a private question? Let me keep rolling, and you'll understand. Your business should be focused over brand over sales. Once we get into land of milk and honey again, then you can do what the hell you want. Go ahead, do what you want. Just right when everybody winning, like when it's the roaring 20s again, like it was 2010 to 2020, then do what you want. You're gonna win. Surplus. Just do what you want. But as long as people are hurting, brand over sales, because the only companies that are going to survive is brand over sales. Netflix just put out, Black Lives Matter and stuff. But it's not, and listen, it's not, now I'm going to say this statement quickly because I don't want to twist my words. It's not just black people hurting. It is everybody hurting. And hold on, don't twist that statement though, because one of the main problems is every time black people hurting, the system, which I don't understand, says, man, whatever, here, put everybody with you, so you don't have to deal with black people hurting. All right, so don't twist them words. Don't twist. Hey, we got a loan for black people. Okay, cool. Yeah, but let's put women in there too. Let's put Asians in there too. Let's just call them minorities. All right, that's what happens. That's part of the system. This morning, this guy's not even white. He benefits from looking white. He is, I don't know what the hell he is. He's something. He's like Hawaiian, Samoan, white, all mixed. He's something, right? But he looks white, but he's something like that. He sent me a message. He said, listen, man, this is me running this company. He says, listen, man, I haven't said nothing, but I shows respect what you've been saying. Pay attention. I respect what you've been saying because I've been quite vocal. I have. Because if I don't be quite vocal, y'all ain't gonna get rich. Because please know, please understand, I'm being watched and judged. I am. I am not regular. I am a leader of a whole culture. It's the truth. I have the pressure of one mistake. I set my people back hundreds of years. I signed up for this, so I don't get to complain. So nine different white people have come, and then this morning he sent me a message, and his message said, "I just want you to, I'm not gonna just." I've stayed pretty quiet on social media because of the current events, mostly because my thoughts on it are not popular opinion. I don't know what that means. It's all good. Please know that as my brother in humanity, talking to me, and we're real cool. I mentor this guy. I love you, I support you, and feel the pain. And then it says some other stuff. Is my response. You got to understand, so I'm running the company, and instead of you seeing, hey, everybody, all right, step one, calculate your fund. No, I can't do that right now. I can't do that. If I just get out and go, now, some people are going to say, well, you need to stop that, Antonio. They're not my damn customers. It's white people on this call now. Y'all know I'm crazy. You know I'm vocal. But I'm fair. And I ain't got no choice because what I'm supposed to do. What am I supposed to do? I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing but run the company. Pay attention because you need to be running your company. Brand over sales. I would rather lose money for the next 12 months than be out of business in the next 24. Some of this stuff just makes sense. Brand over sales. So here's my response. I didn't read his response word to word, his comment word to word, and I'm sure not going to tell you who it is, but I'm going to read my response word for word because I'm fit to defend my white brothers and sisters real quick, okay? But at the same time, I'm rebuking you at the same time, all right? Defense and rebuke. I appreciate you. I like you very much. I understand your struggle, which also highlights the problem that you can't see due to the privilege the complex of your skin affords you. If you speak up, let me pause. I forgot to say something, Jerry. I'm going to use the N-word 3 times. I forgot to warn y'all. I did. I forgot. I'm warning you now. I'm warning you now. Just, you'll be all right. You've heard it before. I didn't make the word up, okay? If you speak up for us at any time, you would be treated like a nigger, just like us. And that's the problem. And all of us know this. I call it the white ally problem. Plenty of white or non-blacks want to help, but they can't. Because the moment you help me is the moment you lose the privilege protecting you, and they're going to call you a nigger. They're going to call you a nigger lover, and they're going to stone you like one. Everyone knows in their hearts that we are systematically being assassinated on a daily basis because no one wants to be treated like us for nothing. If you lose your job speaking up on social media for me, that's how we treat it every day, for speaking up. If you lose your health for speaking up for social media for me, that's how we treat it every day, for speaking up. Lose your friends, same thing. And this, my dear friend, is precisely the problem. Y'all get to choose to be treated like a nigger. We don't. Facts. Now, it's uncomfortable as that is. That's what's got to be done right now. Not them private conversations. But right now, if I'm dropping 20 videos a day, they need to be empathetic videos. Grace, your math videos, I got restrictions on them. You can't do them. Right? You can't. You cannot. Not under this brand. You can't. You need to go defend white people, support, whatever you do, it needs to be positive. You understand? But it needs to be brand over sales. Same thing with you, Reggie. You are not allowed to get out here and go, I don't know, something. No, people are hurting. It's your job to go hurt with them. I can't stand. No. Forget what I can't. Nobody can stand somebody that look at drowning people and put a damn camera and say, hey, man, he drowning. That don't make no sense. Let me tell you what dry people always do, Jerry. Dry people always look at wet people and post on social media about how nobody helped them. I think that's the stupidest thing on planet Earth. It's stupid. The people who never hurt or who were never affected by anything. I'll give you some examples. Hurricane Harvey hit, what was that? What year was Hurricane Harvey? What year is this? This is 2020. 2018, 2017? I think it's 2017. Hurricane Harvey, Houston, Texas, was just atrocious. It made Houston look like a little island. It was 2017. Yeah, it was just atrocious. It was, to record, it was the most rainfall ever from a storm on recorded history. It was just incredible. 2017, pay attention. Nobody who went to Joel Osteen Church complained. Everybody who did not go to Joel Osteen Church did complain. Pay attention. A bunch of folk with power, like electricity, I've got all these other languages in my head. Power, electricity, you understand? They got on their phones with electricity and started to complain about people with no electricity. It makes no sense to get on your phone, dry, complaining how wet people are not being helped on social media. But please know that's what's happening to your business right now. No, Oli, everything you do, they're watching to see if they're going to buy from you tomorrow. Y'all need to receive this. But you don't have to. But if you want to be in business, yeah, you probably got to receive this. Pay attention to every time y'all see me do something, I always do it. It doesn't, right now, y'all didn't hear this because I've never opened my meetings before, so right now it's black. But when France was under a full terrorist attack and buildings was coming down, I stopped all my stuff. Put up a France, you ain't got to believe me, just go to my profile pictures. And then eventually it'll show you France. When people got shot in the mall in Kenya for being Christian, I stopped all my stuff and put "We Stand with Kenya" with a candle and a lighter. It's dead serious. A couple of years ago, when the Jewish community in Israel had a problem, I stopped all my stuff, put up their profile picture. It's just, don't believe me, just go to my page, And go to profile. They have a date. You'll see it. During the Boston Marathon, when the explosion happened, that's not a black problem. I put all my stuff down, and I was Team Boston Marathon. So this isn't just, oh, I'm black. No, that's what you're hearing because it's the first time it's open. But if you want to stay in business, you got to actually give a damn because they're watching you. They are. They're watching you. And you deserve to be watched. Okay. You deserve to be watched. You do. You do. Satish, unmute your mic real quick. If come in camera if you can. Let me show you something.
Yes, sir.
I am a American. I think that's safe to say. Unless there's a birther that wants to challenge my birth certificate. That happens. That actually happens. But anyway, I'm an American, born in Texas. So I'm a different kind of American because Texas, we're just rebels by birth. We're just rebels by birth. How much information, no, as you talk to me, when did you come to realization, holy crap, this man knows a lot about my culture? When was that?
When I met you first time in 2017.
And as you've worked with me, do I have more knowledge on Indian culture than most people that you would interact with?
I can tell you in a very simple way, I cannot bullshit about Indian culture to you.
No, he does not. Right. But check this out. Satish, when I got to go to, who's buying my clothes? Satish, me or you?
I'm sorry, I did not understand.
Who's buying my clothes? But whose expertise do I lean towards? Mine or yours?
In India?
In India.
Oh, yes, mine. Because you want to get along with the Indian culture. So that's where you use Indian experts.
How I'm supposed to dress, Satish? What's like over here? Can you tell me about how long did it took you to explain to me every section of India geographically and the people there and how long did that take? Because that wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy. I have explained this to many people, many Americans so far, since 2013, but it took 10 minutes to explain it to you. You understood really well. So,
in fairness, God gave me a photographic memory, so man, I got a little advantage in fairness, right? But leaving that part out, leaving that part out. Here's my point. I know about every India struggle right now. Everyone. To the point where even Satish sends me the unemployment. I got the site now. I just check it every Thursday like I do America. It's 130 million people in India unemployed. And that's just the people seeking jobs. There's a full religious civil war going on in India right now. Right now. There's two different civil wars going on in India. A religious one and the one that's happening in America, right? The haves and the have-nots. Because that's happening worldwide. So I want to be fair to everybody. Right? It's happening worldwide.
Hey, Antonio, I had a question.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, sir.
Nah, you good.
It had cut out when they trying to cut you off, my man. It had cut out when you were saying that sentence. Can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah. There's some feds, man. Them feds be tripping, man. Yeah. Yeah, I could put on. I'm gonna switch my call mode. All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, this might help me. I switched to Wi-Fi calling. I had it off. I switched to Wi-Fi calling. Now I was saying that I know every oppression that's happening in India, every struggle that's happening with India. So what I was saying was, this isn't just black, white, or whatever. This is, I know that there's 120 million people, 130 million people in India unemployed. I know Indian Independence Day is August 15th. I know, God dog, what's the name of it? I'll think about the name of it here in a second. There's a huge festival that happens around what we would call Christmas, the holiday period, what we would call that. What's the name of that festival, man? What's the name of it, Deanna? Hold on, I'll figure it out.
Around what time is it again?
It's around Christmas, our Christmas time, but it's like, it's huge. It lasts for like 7 days too. It's a big deal. The whole country shuts down and celebrate. The whole country shuts down. I'll remember here in a second. That's it. Diwali. That's it. That's what I was trying to think of. What is Diwali?
Antonio?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Carol.
Carol, can we get like Satish one day to explain some of that to us so that we can be connected better? I mean, so that we can have conversations and understand the culture that's part of ATS?
Never thought about that in my life, Satish. What would you say to that?
Yes, sir. I'll be more than happy to do that.
Now, Susan knows this. When I was doing some work with someone I had to build in Romania, I started learning the Romanian language just to help these people. And the culture. And the right. Now, I'm not saying, ooh, me. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is people watching, brand over sales. It's not something I made up this year. It's something I just told y'all because this is the first time I open up to the public. But the people who follow me been knowing this. That don't mean they listen, but they've been knowing it. I have a responsibility. I cannot get up here, Monica, and go, all right, no, I can't. How you know when to change, Antonio? When my market measurements changed. I'm not changing. The market's changing. The market has changed. Not me, the market. And if the market is suffering, I don't get to have a business that don't respect that suffering. Because it's not just black people struggling. I had a very pleasant conversation, and I had no idea this was. I was actually. I didn't know how to segue into this conversation. This one of my friends, we're both military, so I got some friends from militaries, and now this guy's lily white, like he's like for real white, for real. Like his name is the whitest name you could think of. Smith is his last name. Like this, boom, it's like Peter Smith, like this, like for real. Okay, he's got no originality in his name whatsoever, and he's inboxing me. And he's just so upset, and he was asking me, "Hey man, should I say Blue Lives Matter?" And I was like, "No, you should not say that. No, you should not say that." I say we do not have a problem with blue lives. We all got cops in our families. I said it's simple. Because black folk, we go immediately work for the government. It's just culturally, because that's what a secure payments are. So we're all school teachers, military, or police officers. It's the truth. There's nobody that says Blue Lives Matter doesn't matter. But when y'all say Blue Lives Matter, you're saying shut the hell up. And that doesn't make any sense. I was telling him. And he was like, oh, I get that. That drives me nuts. I was like, yeah. And then he proceeded to tell me something I'll never forget in my whole life. This man said, not apologizing for being white, because I know where I'm at. But bro, we are tired of all this bullshit. This is what he says. We don't say it publicly, but his circles, but we got our own little groups, and we're fed up and we're hurting. I said to myself, wow, look at what a little conversation does. Because I never knew that. I never knew that white people would get together and say, yo, this is crazy. We got to do something. But we don't know what to do. It's amazing. It's amazing. When we proceed to talk for another hour and we, laugh and joke at each other. But it's amazing. But here's the deal. I brought that up to tell you, it ain't just black folk hurting. So is Jerry. Right? So is Jerry. So essentially, when you say anything, what's happening, and no one gets this, well, excuse me, I'm sorry. I was looking at a bunch of my celebrity friends, and they all saying, it's hard to make sense. It is not hard to make sense of this. It's hard to make sense of this if you're not black. This is not hard for us. This is easy. Period. We are not confused. We're not. We're just not confused on what's going on. Y'all confused, not us. We're not confused. We know what's happening. This all makes sense. It's been making sense. Which century you want us to make it make sense in? It's been making sense. So when you say anything, it doesn't matter, right? This church lives matter. All lives matter. Many lives matter. In response to Black Lives Matter, you're telling us to shut the hell up. Period. Because nobody is saying, oh, yeah, our lives matter, but not yours. That's not what's being said. What's being said is, stop killing us. And if you can't, in your business, hold that tension together, plus the tension of some folk just don't get that. They're not necessarily malicious, but they're so protected by something. If you can't get that tension that all your customer base is hurting, then you're going to focus on sales and you're going to be out of business. Because you got to address it. Now, how you address it, that's up to you. You can do funny videos. That works. We need that. You can do gospel videos. That works. We need that. Christian videos. That works. We need that. Those are two different things. Those are two different things. But that's the problem in itself. That's the problem in itself. Christianity is split between white and black. It's the problem in itself. Gospel means black. Christianity means white. Right? It's just one of those nuances that happens all over again. This is what it is. Ran over sales. Grace, what you gonna do? You gotta address it. You are a public figure in this company. You have no choice. No. I'm literally running this company. I ain't just running my mouth.
Right.
Give me an answer.
Oh, okay. Today, I am going to, not the whole math video thing, no.
You can't do any math videos. Unless you do math, unless you comedically do some math, or do the mathematics of racism or something, you can do that. Or mathematics of confusion, you can do that. But you can't just do math.
Right. Get on the video.
Exactly.
Get on the video with my brother. And just let people know, hey, we understand that you're hurting. We're here for you because we're hurting too. And we want to get through all of this together. Let us know what it is that we can do to help you. and just encourage and heal.
You got no choice. You got no choice. Okay, let me get to Reggie, and I'm coming back to you. Reggie, what you gonna do? How you gonna pull it off? Listen, the answer is up to your creativity. It just can't be insensitive. Where's Reggie? Okay, let me know when he's here. I have too many squares on my screen. Deanna, what you gonna do?
The first thing I'm gonna do is pull all of any promotional things that we have scheduled to upload onto the Demery.
Hold on real quick. Hold on. Very good point. Very good point, because what I've been doing is since I had y'all scheduled so much, and I'm glad you said this because I would have forgot to mention it. Since I had them scheduled so much, and believe me, it's a schedule after schedule after schedule after schedule. I've been checking the page every hour and ripping it down. I've been doing that for 4 days now. I've been doing it for 4 days. Go ahead, Deanna.
To help make that easier, if you actually go into your Facebook creator, you can go see what's scheduled all in one area and just delete them all that way, so you don't have to keep going back and forth, so you don't miss anything.
Okay, that's true. I forgot we didn't do it with Hootsuite. I forgot we did it native read to Facebook, so that makes sense. Okay, good stuff. But that's what I've been doing. Okay, so you're gonna take down promotional posts. Why?
Because what you just said, it made sense. It's like, if you're being watched, we're being watched.
Y'all being watched harder.
So how does it look?
Y'all are being watched harder because they looking for a reason to hate me. So they're gonna watch you harder.
And we're an extension of your brain.
That's right. Or they're looking for a reason to like me more, and they looking at you to verify if they need to do so. Y'all are being watched much harder than me. I'm being watched because everyone likes to see someone go up to the top and fall. That's a nasty addiction we got as humans. We love that crap. I'm not sure why, but we love that. We love he was here and boom, right? We got series on that. We love that stuff. They watching y'all for a whole different reason. And then you got to remember, there's a bunch of people who just will never get mad at me. The allure, however they put me in their head, they can't get mad at me. So they will get twice as mad as Phil. Right? They can't get mad at me, so they're going to take it out on Phil. Twice. It's just what's going to happen. It's what's going to happen. I don't control this, y'all. I don't want this. But if you don't understand people's programming, well, you're not going to stay in business long enough. Keep going, Deanna.
So I'm going to go in and pull all posts of us marketing anything. Just pull them for the rest for the whole week. And I would like your opinion on how should I do it for the month, or just for the week, for the next couple of weeks? How
you probably do it 1 week at a time. You can do it 1 week at a time. Like, that's a very good question, because before we have a funny way of moving on, right? Like, when the last time y'all seen the COVID-19 update? Get out of here. Come on now. Come on, right? We got this funny way. Yeah, we got this funny way of, well, actually, we don't have a funny way. Let me call it what it is. The media is a for-profit organization meant to incite you, piss you off, or keep you in fear so you can keep coming back to it. That's why Tempest posted in Line App this morning, your mental health is far more than staying connected on social media. She was like spot on with that. It's designed to make Oli feel away. They get paid for that. They do not get paid to inform you. They get paid to make you go back to them. Now, however that's going to happen, that's up to you. if the media, you know why I shouldn't trust the media? Can I tell you why you should? It's two real reasons why I should not trust the media. It's two real reasons. There's two. They both are objective. They make sense. Number one, you got, I'll show y'all this link and when we're down at the top, but you've got 8 people that control 70% of the world's media. That makes no sense at all. This makes no sense. And I can assure you those people are not, they don't look like Monica. I can assure you, man, one of them is a woman. How about that? Man, one of them is a woman. Okay, I guarantee you that. Yeah, I guarantee you that. And none of them are scientists, right? So it's objective. But the real reason, they don't even talk to Jerry with their real voice. Man, get out of here. You telling me the truth with a voice that ain't yours? That's just common sense. If you got to put on a fake voice, if your last name, if you are Monica Jimenez and you sound like Sarah, I probably shouldn't believe a word that come out your mouth. Straight up. That tells me that you have an agenda to appeal to something. Because if you can't be Jerry in the office, out the office, then you got an agenda. Just like that. That's just common sense, y'all. It's a good question. Law just asked a good question. It doesn't. So this does not affect Law's book launch, but it does affect how you promote it. Deanna.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hearing you loud and clear.
It does affect how you promote it. Anyway, keep going. Take it down.
I'm going to take it down.
A week. Yeah, about a week. Take about a week step down.
And then I'm actually going to replace, I'm not just going to leave it blank and not put anything up. I'm going to replace it with graphics and posts that actually encourage and hopefully incite more of a community building, care for all, love for all, more so posts like that instead of, hey, get this business, hey, get this service, hey, more so, hey, guys, we are all struggling. How about we just come together and be a community? How about we?
No doubt. And you don't even have to say the word struggle. You don't have to. It's all good. It's all good, though. It's all good. You don't have to say the word struggle. You ain't got to say the word community. You just probably shouldn't be self-promoting during this time. Now, y'all, let everybody try to hear what I'm attempting to communicate here very concisely. You get to do what you want, however you want. You just need to make sure your brand can handle that a year from now. Let me tell you what my brand can handle. My brand can handle me acting like Antonio Theodore Smith Jr. You know why? Because every day y'all never seen nothing else. There is no show me. You understand? I don't have a fake me. Private network, on stage, put me next to the Pope. I'm still gonna act like this. The only thing that happens with me differently is my vocabulary gets bigger depending on my environment. Therefore, when I say something, I'm always on brand because I ain't got no fake brand. Temper said it's insensitive right now. It's extremely insensitive right now. for any of you to be. That's why you haven't seen any videos. Not those kind. Not those kind. And I haven't done any live videos because I've been too mad. Now, my grandmother, the lady who adopted me, taught me this. I did something so bad. She could have whipped me anyway, y'all, because I was too gangster. I was too gangster. She tried to whip me once, and I ain't cry. I was trying to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, so she ain't with me again. What she did was she took that phone away, though. This was back in the 90s, Steve, when you had that phone. She took that away, Dave. She took that away. I couldn't talk with my friends about how we was going to the varsity football game on Friday. I couldn't do that. She took that away. But she taught me something. She said you should never whoop somebody while you're mad. And that's what she taught me. You should never whoop somebody while you're mad. Today I'm okay. I was way too mad last week to be on live video. Way too mad. Way too mad. Way too mad. Got on video. You motherfucker. Okay, I probably can't do that. You probably can't. That's while that is on brand with my craziness, that is not on brand with my bread. Okay, it's just not okay. It's not okay. I'm too even-headed to be that mad. What I am known for is being very even-headed. All right, intense, in your face, direct, raw and uncut. But I'm very even-headed. Very. Reggie.
Yes, sir.
What videos are you going to do? Because can't be the same, but you got very little changes because you're already in the you're already in the empathetic energy anyway with most of your videos. So you got the least changes to make because your brand is already on par. But I still want you to think about or give me some sort of answer about what kind of videos you're going to do now, because you got to focus on brand over sales. It must be sensitive to the moment. You don't even have to address the moment, but you need to be sensitive to the moment. Go ahead.
Well, I stay away from addressing it in the first place because that's what my universe is telling me not to do anyway. That's why I haven't said nothing about anything. Period.
Nothing wrong with that.
But on the flip side,
nothing wrong with that.
On the flip side of that, the title speaks volumes of itself. Point blank.
Got you.
Don't.
So what? So basically, what you need to do then is you're not. If you want your brand to last, you still need to be heard. You just don't need to be heard saying something about it. You feel me? So what you can do is, this is the best time as any to start your skits. Best time as any. And then you can just make one little post if you want, or in the comments, to say, hey man, I'm just bringing laughter right now. And that is addressing it in itself. Everyone's going to understand what you're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Can you hear me? Okay, I'm pretty sure you can hear me. If not, Grace, make sure he can, or Deanna, make sure he get a text message about what I'm saying. And that's for all of you. Thank you, Reggie. That's for all of you. Listen, you don't have to. Some of you, you don't have as much freedom as I have. My freedom is far different than your freedom. I don't have anything from the dominant society that feeds my lifestyle. Nothing. Nothing. I have my own economy that will work without anything. That gives you incredible freedom. I'm not on Social Security, right? I can't lose that. I'm not on retirement. I can't lose that. Yeah, I don't have an employer, can't lose that. And I don't get nobody tax returns, so I can't lose that. So I've got this freedom. You know, I am literally speaking from a place of privilege as far as speaking up. However, if you're in business, they're not going to give, Steve, they're not going to give you that benefit of the doubt. Phil, they're coming for you, period. Today is going to be a great example. So it's your turn now. You for the teach a class with Coach. And whether you want to or not, somebody is going to say, I wonder how he fit to handle this. So what's your plan? Give us some tips. Everybody's being judged, y'all, whether you wanted to or not. Nobody's brand is bulletproof. And the only way to bulletproof your brand is to have the people defend your brand, not you. Donald Trump's brand is bulletproof. Donald Trump's brand is bulletproof. You understand? Bulletproof. Because his base defends him no matter what. No matter what. So what I need to do differently. All right, let's run it. All of you need to address it.
This podcast is brought to you by ESET, the global leaders in cybersecurity. ESET business solutions range from endpoint and mobile security to encryption, two-factor authentication, and advanced threat detection. And they've just introduced their new endpoint security management platform called ESET Protect. The ESET Protect business security bundles take security to a whole new level. For small businesses and MSPs, I recommend ESET Protect Advanced to cover all your security bases. ESET Protect Advanced includes endpoint protection, cloud sandboxing for advanced threat detection and prevention, full disk encryption, file server security, and cloud-based console. Right now, you can save 20% with this limited time offer. So you're not only getting best-in-class cloud-managed protection against advanced attacks, you're enjoying a significant discount. Not yet convinced? Don't worry. You can also get a free trial and an interactive demo at business.eset.com/radio. Get 20% off ESET's new business cybersecurity bundle, ESET Protect Advanced, at business.eset.com/radio.
However, addressing doesn't have to be direct, and it doesn't have to be vicariously. Vicariously means indirectly. But you still got to address it. You still got to put out content. So do you put out do you do what Reggie said? He said the way my universe is set up, so you put out the other energy, right? Do you cancel the bad energy with good energy? Do that. But you need to present it in a manner that pushes your brand over what you're selling. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? If you don't do that right now, if people don't want to be sold to when they got money in their pocket, what makes you think they want to be sold to uncomfortable? Nobody's trying to be, they're most certainly not trying to be sold. 2020 has been one hell of a decade. Because I can't even call this a year. It's been like 10 years long. This year is like 10 years long. It's been crazy. People are comparing 2020 to Jumanji right now, right? It's been crazy. It has. It has. So, going out there. As for ATS, we gonna survive. This would have been a private meeting I would have never said. I would have said, Dave, if you're in the company, private meeting, I would say, Dave, we need to make sure people love us by the time this is over. And if we can't get them to love us, they need to at least respect that we can be lovable. That's what it said. That's what y'all need to do. How does Human Consultants open up this tonight, and be lovable? And if I can't be lovable, how do I say, well, you know what? I respect that, Phil. Right? How do I get to that point? Because if you come out and people gonna do, listen, y'all, they do this all the time. This is why I forget who said something. Every time I do an interview, you've never seen me promote nothing on no Conquer the Crisis or nothing. I don't do that. Everybody else stuff is they whole keynote of self-promotion. I don't do none of that. I don't reference my book. I don't do none of that. Why? Because everybody focus. It's rare that a salesperson has the mind of a marketer and a marketer has the mind of a salesperson. You rarely see 2 in 1. I just happen to be 2 in 1. I got 45 minutes to make you fall in love with me. And promoting my book is not how you do that. I go and I take Jerome. I take Jerome on a date. Hey, Jerome, how you doing, man? Yeah, let's go on a date. I'm digging you. He says, okay, and I smell like, Degree and Head and Shoulders. And I say, all right, let's go on a date. And I open up the door. And I say, oh, let me open up your door. Okay, I open up his door. I take him to the restaurant. And I say, all right, let's have sex. That'll make no sense, huh? Yeah. That's what you're going to do with your brand right now. That's exactly what you're going to do with your brand right now. That's exactly. If I'm hurting, maybe you should build trust with me first. It makes sense. When I put it that way, it makes sense when I put it that way, right? If I'm hurting, maybe, and you didn't even think about it, here I am, black, so that means essentially, no offense to any of what we would call my white brothers and sisters, they choose to follow me. No offense, I'm just saying, you choose to follow me. So now I got to make sure that the white folk follow me, feel comfortable, that I ain't mad and being stupid. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. I got to build trust with all followers who are mine. I don't give a damn about who people not my customers. Yeah, I need to get that way as fast as possible. Some people are not my customers. And literally, on a little show, I know Diana Grace Cambridge, one of them laughed at me. I forget the name of the show, Fox Soul, whatever it was. The guy was like, "You a pastor?" I was like, "Oh, no, I am a heathen, okay? That's not me. I am not a pastor. I am a heathen." I remember saying that. And I said, "Listen, you a pastor. I cuss. You, I don't know what you do." That was in front of millions of people. I am consistently on brand. I am not whatever y'all think I am. I am not. Do you understand? I am consistently me. Go ahead, Tempest.
Okay, sorry.
She uses those emojis so well, don't she? Go ahead.
My question is, you said, talking to your audience, but your audience also includes white people, and you don't want to show them that you're angry, but you are angry. So my question is, how?
Yeah, almost. Mm-hmm.
How do you balance that? Like, I don't think I have a brand per se. Like, I think I can say I'm pissed or I'm mad and I still be okay because that's who I've always been. But how do you balance that? Like, I am angry, I am tired, I am exhausted, I am hurt, but I don't want to necessarily say, well, it's all white people, but it's all white people. So how do you balance that? Not even as a brand, like, how do you balance that as a human being? How do you balance that as someone black in this country?
Yeah, no doubt. So I feel very comfortable answering the question how to handle it as a brand because I'm an expert there. How to handle it as a human being, I don't know about that one. I don't feel too comfortable about that one. Need to get someone with empathy to handle that one. So I answer that the brand, and maybe it's the same answer for sure. For one, I'm mad as hell, y'all. And let me tell y'all something. Let me make this very clear to you. You're going to have to kill me before you ever tase me for being black in a car. Period, point blank. I'm dying. No. Don't hear that as no metaphor. I'm telling you what it is. I do not make a good slave. I don't. So I ain't got no damn job. I don't like wearing shirts that button up right here. I don't do that well. I don't do that well. You're going to have to kill me. I'm going to stay mad about stuff like that. And I'm supposed to because I'm woken up to know that I could be super Jewish. I could be super Polish. I could be superwoman, superman. But the only time that I get killed for something is when you're super black. That's a fact. Because what we've done with Hollywood and all that stuff, right? Period. So I'm always going to have a problem with injustice, period. And ain't nobody going to not know that. It's just not going to happen. At the same time, I woke enough to treat humans as humans. I ain't got no issue with nobody who's non-black on this call. None. What I'm not going to let you do, I'm not letting nobody black watch somebody get hung on a tree, and I ain't letting nobody white watch somebody get hung on a tree. If that's your spirit, you need to move from me. That's universal. If you fit to watch a woman get raped in the alley, you guilty. Period. You guilty. And you need to move from me because I don't let women get beat up or raped in front of me. It just is what it is. I ain't got no comfortable faith. Sometimes my faith makes me speak up for people who are weaker than me. No offense. I don't mean it in a bad way. So that's that tension on that brand, right? I am going to consistently say, nah. Take that over there. Not over here. And I dare somebody mess with Steve. I dare him. I dare somebody mess with Steve. Listen, I don't think any of y'all could possibly think if we was in the bar together and somebody messed with you that I'm going to sit there and be like, hey, let's just be calm. That ain't me. Keep them cameras on. Jerry, take that first punch real quick so I can knock his smooth out. It's on camera. They recording anyway. Self-defense. There's nobody following me that believes that if you following me, I'm not going to write you no recommendation. Or I'm not going to I'll lend you my whole platform to promote your own stuff and sit back and be quiet. So essentially the options is deal with my young crazy self or go out there and see if they're going to help you like I'm going to help you. Because they're not, at least not in my head. That's that tension. I'm with you 100% and I'm mad. Listen. It's crazy. It's stupid. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It is. But if you follow me, you ain't one of them. Whoever them is. Just depending on who we fighting at the time. Who we fighting? We fight Nazis today. You and me, you ain't one of them. Right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, real talk. Who we fighting? Oh, so everybody cool. All right, then. With poverty, you got Jerry messed all the way up. I got your back, your whole back. And that's that tension there, Tempest. That's that tension. Well, y'all got to let people know, here's what I stand for. And then the people who follow you choose to stand for what you stand for, or they at least choose to accept what you stand for. Now, when they follow you, you got to have their back. But you got to have, look, that don't mean, now one of y'all, listen, y'all don't get to, the people who watched lynchings, black folk hung on trees, they were guiltier than the hangman. Let's push that further. If you'd have made 4 arrests, you could have saved the 2,000 arrests you made later. That's another fact. You traded 2,000 arrests for 4. That don't make no sense. Where is that mathematically common sense? It doesn't make any sense. Should Tempest be upset? It's so crazy. Somehow, and let me land the plane. Somehow, I have to, and this is what makes being president of the United States so hard. Because when you own your own company, you're president of your company now, prime minister. Because you wear too many hats. You're the construction worker. You're the head of chief. You're the chief officer. Right, head of state. All that stuff. Jerry, somehow, and I want y'all to feel this tension I got to wake up with every morning. Somehow, I got to let everybody know that I am for everybody, but I ain't for everybody at the same time. Right? It's this tension. I am for everybody. But if you don't fit, if you're the person that is a bully, I'm not for you. I can't be. A friend to everybody is a friend to none. I can't be. I can't let someone upset, I can't let a black person upset, not jump on having fun and making money with Phil because he's white. No, you got me messed up. We're not going to do that. And I can't have Phil not jump on, you got 5 minutes, because Vastine is black. Now you got me messed up. We can't do that. I have to consistently walk this line of, here is how we're consistent. We show everybody. The way I do that is simple. Group economics. The group is what matters. The group. So I've fixed our brand, Tempest, to where we're one group. That's why there's 6 different religions on this phone call right now. We're one group. And the group, and as far as I'm concerned, y'all, I don't care what's out there. If you in here, we gonna bounce this money around this community 16 times. You understand? We all getting, we getting it. One way or the other, we getting it. I'm the same person who threw a fit Friday to my core team about why y'all ain't calling Jerry enough. And no. And the Friday, I was pissed off at people who look like Jerry. And still got on this call and said, you better take care of Jerry. Like, think about that. Right? Like, think about that. That's how you handle that brand. Now, as far as a human, I'm no expert here. My best, what keeps me outside of brand is separation and illusion. There is no separation. It's all made up. That's what helps me. So hopefully that answers the question. Now, if you got empathy, you're just totally drained right now. I just don't even know how you even waking up, Tempest. I don't even get it. There's no way that anybody who has high levels of empathy is okay. As a matter of fact, let me charge all of y'all to go check on all your empathetic friends. They're not doing well. They're not. God gave them a gift to feel everybody. And I'm telling you right now, they are not doing well. They're not. All your friends with empathy are on their last legs. They need somebody to just randomly call them and say, hey, I just want to let you know I love you, or however it comes out of you. I promise you. And I bet you somebody with empathy listen to me right now, know I'm telling the truth. They probably just teared up. They are not okay. They're not. They're not okay. They're not okay. They feel all of us. Go ahead, Dave.
I guess my challenge for me is I'm compassionate, empathetic, and I'm having this big challenge because, you know, for me, I know me with my brand, Iron Sharpen Iron,
yep.
and knowing how I feel about the issues, because I have issues with that firsthand. You know what I'm saying? I've been in every scenario that they're talking about, whether it be the black on black situations or the police situations, financial, economical. Like I have experienced all of those. So, you know, but I have this compassion for everyone. It's not a place that I can't go and not interact with an old white guy, old Asian guy, woman, man, boy, girl, and have great energy with them. But I know deep down in my core, I am pro-black. I stand with my people. I am, you know, and I stand on my principles, even to the fact where.
But there's nothing wrong with that. Hold on real quick. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing wrong with that is the media has told you something's wrong with that. Right. You can be pro-Latino, and what's wrong with that? You can have Hispanic pride, but you can never have black pride because they've demonized black. They've taught you that Muslims are going to hell because most Muslims are black and brown. Right? They've demonized anything that has anything to do with black. So that's where that conflict is coming from. But keep going.
And so, you know, my biggest thing is, you know, for my journey with Iron Sharpen Iron is just reaching men in general. You know what I'm saying? And I know even at this day right now, it's not only black men that are hurting, it's white men that are hurting, it's Asian men that are hurting, it's Hispanic men that are hurting, right? So it's just like I'm trying to navigate to, like you said, continue to build that brand. So I'm having a conflict right now.
You should be.
And what direction should I really continue to go with it? You know what I'm saying? And that's my challenge when you said that this morning.
Yep, I got you. Who else feels like him? This is not a black problem he's having. He's having a conflicting problem, right? All right, so I got at least one more. All right, so maybe somebody else feels like, okay, good, simple. All right, so I've got some non-blacks. Here we go. This is simple. Don't choose a direction, Carol. Don't choose a direction, Dave. Sugar, don't choose.
I'm gonna add.
Get on camera. Okay, I got you, brother. Get on camera and talk about how conflicted you are and how much you love. Dave, what you just said was beautiful, period. Get on camera, be vulnerable, say that, and I promise you that people who respond, they will help you pick your direction. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the same time, you still got to be profitable. When you get up and do that, there's going to be some Jerrys. Please know that I've never had this conversation with Phil in my entire life. I promise you, Phil has had to defend me 100 times that I don't know about. I promise you. I promise you he has. I've never had that conversation with him a day in my life. I know he's had to defend me. I know he has. Right? For one, you're not allowed to be young, black, smart, and wealthy without people challenging the wealth, the smartness, and the blackness. This just is what it is. I'm so smart, they say, well, that's Google knowledge. Right? He can't be that. He can't. So I put that stuff out there, man. That was perfect what you said. And the people who follow you, those will be your customers. And then you get to build your company listening to the people following you. Your problem is you're asking your mentor for your business and not your market. Same with you, Sugar. Same with you, Carol. Go ahead, Justin.
I must say this. I'll give you 3 minutes of it. My take on this whole situation is it started over a $10 bill, or what was supposed to be a fake $10 bill. On the eve or anniversary of the Tulsa Black Wall Street bombings. So
very strange timing, right?
Fairly strange timing. So for most law enforcement over the past 20 and 30 years, they're not taking a job because they want to protect and save. Most of them are taking a job because they want a safe, secure job with benefits. So that's the mentality number one. So therefore, a lot of the racism that comes from the badges comes from the home and comes from how they view how we're showing up in the world. In other words, we're showing up as treating ourselves a certain way, they're gonna try to treat us a certain way. I've known from being in different type of trainings that there's a mindset in war where you have to dehumanize the other person in order to kill. On the battlefield, you've Army intelligence, so you understand.
That's facts. That's facts.
So,
no, that's facts. That's facts.
In other words, for a person to do something like that, they cannot view the other person as human because it's going to hesitate their judgment. So therefore, that's in the psyche of the people who are now holding your badge. But they're only now as a strong black man and as a Muslim, I move with strategy and not emotion. But it's hard not to get emotional when you see stuff like that. It's hard not to get emotional when you see stuff like that. But it's also hard to see how people destroying stores who are affected by COVID who just want their insurance money. It's hard to see them destroying our own neighborhoods and housing when we're going to need it 3 months from now, and they're not going to give it. Right? They're not going to be there. The jobs are not going to be there. Housing's not going to be there. So you don't hurt your oppressor or your enemy like that. You hurt them in the pocket. You got W-2 employees. No offense to any W-2 employee. I was one. I still am one. I'm self-employed from my own companies. But you take away their benefits or take away their overtime, they're not going to go hard. They're not going to go hard. Why are you on the front line for people who don't give a shit about you? When they find out that Social Security is bankrupt and the pension fund is bankrupt, you think they're going to go hard over you? But that leads another problem because now we have to cultivate and coexist in a society where we're governed and policing ourselves. We have to act like the kings and the queens that we are. As far as business, I mean, if group economics is, which is going to probably have to be full in force, our business is going to thrive, and we're going to have more business owners than we're going to have people dependent living hand to mouth.
Yeah, that actually works.
Did this need to happen? Yes. Yeah. It needed to happen for it to wake up. Is it going to change most of the things? It's going to change a lot. It's going to change a lot. It undercut, it really took the blanket off of undercover racism and people who are for you. There's a lot of people who are for you, who are not of our culture, who are for you, who are disgusted, which is a real good thing. But that was my take on that. I mean, to systematically,
very intelligent take.
To systematically, root and riot and do certain things. I don't know if you've ever been in a neighborhood on Halloween, but usually Halloween you used to have egg fights, right? In Halloween, so everybody used to have egg fights. It start off with 3 or 4 people. You start walking down the block, before you know it, it's 5 to 10 people. Then by the time you get like 10 blocks over, it's like 20 people. And then you start walking past the stores, and you go in the store, and they want to steal a soda, you want to steal eggs, then it turns to fights, then it turns to stabbing and before the end of the night comes, somebody ain't got charged with murder. So half the people that rioting don't even know what they're marching about. They just want to be a part. Take a picture of me. I'm yeah.
No doubt. And of course, we don't control the narrative and stuff in the media. You said a lot of great things there. I'll highlight one as a good jumping off for this meeting. The resources that are being handed out. we wouldn't have got him anyway. The greatest looting that happened in the last 9 weeks, forget the fact that people looting now. Forget the fact that media, like social media, it is a documented fact that there are more white people looting. The media ain't gonna show you that. But all you gotta do is just look on your timeline, right? Simple. Boom. Forget all that. Forget the fact that after Alabama would win national championships, 15,000, right? White people go out there and tear up a bus and stuff, and they're gonna be labeled on the media as excited fans and not thugs. Forget all that. None of that matters. The greatest looting that has happened in the last 9 weeks is that everybody like me, got the Paycheck Protection Program and then left y'all $1,200 to pay your rent. That's the greatest looting that has happened in the last 9 weeks. That billionaires took your money and the people in law wrote it that way. Period. That's fantastic looting. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. And that is what's not going to change, because as Brother Justin said, yeah, no doubt, Jerry, as Brother Justin said, listen, ain't nothing going to change because the laws ain't going to change. The people writing the laws been raping y'all way more than rapists. Go ahead, Law.
I was going to say it's even hitting home here in New York. Like this morning, I walked into my place of work and we dealing with a attempted robbery now. Someone tried to loot this morning at 2 a.m. and we're on the east side. I mean, I just finished cleaning up glass and packaging up everything, and it's insane. But I understand that in the same token, I understand that it has to be done, because if not, nothing ever changes. And this was me myself doing this.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Listen. America was founded on violence and looting. Like, get out of here with that. I mean, I read too much for the media to lie to me. I read too much for that. You don't call me violent, right? Like, I know historically the most violent people who have ever pillaged and plummeted the land. Like, get out of here with that. I'm not.
But Antonio, also, you see a lot of leaders are like scared to death leaders. So you can't be righteous on the inside and not be righteous on the outside. Like, you can't be half hollow. So if you're gonna stand for something, stand all the way. Don't double dutch it, because people are gonna see through you. And if those people, if the person that's double dutching don't self-destruct, the public is gonna hang you. People may think, oh, these people are low class, or they might not have whatever the case is. People are smart. They read. We're in the information age where everything that you can want is on the internet.
Yep.
Everything that you want is on the internet. So therefore, a lot of people are scared because, I'm going to lose my Jewish sponsors. I'm going to lose my political backing. I'm going to lose my grants. I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose that. These people are going to, poke holes in my whole brand and theory. If you stand on solid ground, you have nothing to fear. But if you stand for something, even if it's a little shaky, you're going to gain more for being real and standing on, even if it's by yourself, than for being up under the umbrella of false protection. Because the other minorities and the other people don't need us and don't want us anymore. Like my minister said, you got to do for yourself.
Well, that's been since the civil rights movement.
Because your master could no longer do for you.
That's been since God dog it. All right, we'll handle that another time. Let me just give you the cliff notes. When the civil rights movement happened and we won, now you got 37 million Black people that no longer have a place towards the dominant society because now they're not unearned income no more, right? You understand? So now you got to do something about it, and some stuff happened legally that we'll talk about a whole different time from now. You are facts on facts on facts, man. Here's what I know. Here's where we end. I know that the last thing Justin just said about, righteous on the inside, no, outside, but not righteous on the inside, people to see that out. That's what I'm talking about. He just more eloquently said what I'm trying to tell you about brand over sales. Your customers are going to stop messing with you during this time, depending on how you handle this situation. And this is the first time I said this, Jerry, because 3 weeks ago, I just said that all these billionaires out here, if they keep on laying people off, their customers are going to stop messing with them. And that's already happening. And then in the middle of that time, one black person has been brutally assassinated in those 3 weeks, whether you be jogging, right, or in a UFC chokehold that's outlawed by the UFC. It doesn't matter. The brand is still the brand, and if y'all don't do brand over sales, you're about to be out of business. I'm not going out of business for nobody. I've been in 2 different combat situations. And hear me well. I've been under fire more than once. Even in civilian life, I've been under fire while armed, and I stay armed. Please believe you, I stay armed. I am from Texas. I am licensed to carry. I stay armed, okay? Please know that I got rules. If I ever discharge my weapon, I've been to combat, Oli. Combat. We got rules of engagements. That doesn't seem to apply. The most frustrating thing I'll tell y'all, and y'all gonna have to deal with this with your brand. Some have already lost me as a customer. I'm hard sell, but I leave expeditiously. Fair enough. Some have already lost. Here's what I've been trying to figure out, man. God, dog, what's bothering me so much? Now, I thought I figured it out yesterday and I made a post, but nah, man, I figured it out. I really, really figured it out, and Justin brought it to my memory. And y'all need to control this with your brands. You need to understand what's bothering folks. Forget killing me, Jerry. Forget that. That's not what's bothering me. Forget killing my brother and sister. That's not what's bothering me. That's the side effect of what's bothering me. What's bothering me is if you think about since 2009, they killing me while looking dead into a camera and not adjusting. If I'm singing in my car and I'm all into the song and you ride next to me, I'm going to stop singing because I know I look funny. Do you understand? But when I'm being watched, I behave differently. Real talk. If I am digging in my nose and a camera pop up, I'm gonna, real quick. But for over a decade, we die on camera and people looking dead in the cameras. That's what's bothering people. So when Justin said you got to dehumanize somebody, yeah, that's what brought that to my memory. Y'all brands need to somehow address that. Go ahead, man. You got the last words.
You got to understand, a lot of these law enforcement, that badge is only their brotherhood of false power. These guys ain't tough. These guys ain't hard. If you show up to their house, they're going to crumble. They only got one, and I'm not saying this to go against people or start violence. I don't want to get charged for inciting a riot, but that little 1 ply or gel vest in a 9mm ain't doing nothing. Half of them can't even use it. They only shoot for 38%. So their only toughness is their Social Security, their pension, their quote unquote brotherhood, which some say has a lot to do with the KKK, and the fact that people are scared of the badge. It's almost like a slave patrol. You take that away from them, and they ain't got no offense. Therefore, that's why they use gang members as CIs, right? That's why most of them become gang members, because when they get home, they got to answer to people. That's exactly why they use gang members, and that's why other organized crime members utilize their dirty cops and gang members to then cultivate and rape and pillage our areas.
To say most of them is a misstatement. To say most of them is a misstatement. It's not true. My son's an MP. I've been around a lot of policemen. They didn't get into the job for that. So you're misstating.
Over the past 30 years, I have brothers, I have aunts, I have people, a lot of law enforcement as well. But over the past 30 years, most of them did not get the job to save crime. Most of them got the job for a safe, secure job with benefits. As the middle class ends, that's just facts. It's not emotional. It's just facts. Sorry, Joe.
Well, no, that's right. I can tell you how this because it's simple. It's simple. Your brand gonna have to address this, whether you directly address it or vicariously address it, or address it with comedy, or get mad at me because I say most, few, or some, or all. None of that changing the fact that you're going to have to address it. It's just not. You got to address it. Now, how you address it is up to you. As for me, I'm addressing it with group economics, but I'm not fit to let some woman get raped and watch. I'm not doing that. I don't have it in me. If somebody getting raped and I'm outnumbered, I just die that day then because I don't have it in me not to. I'm not saying you built like me. But that's why I went to the United States Army, because I'm one of the 1% willing to die for stuff. Right? I'm different. I jumped out the helicopters. If there's 4 people raping 1 woman, I'm dying that day, damn it. Period. Because I don't know nothing else. And it's just, you gonna have to address it with your brand, because I can guarantee you, Justin, and I can guarantee you, Carol, every last one of y'all got my back. I know it. I know you do. And I can guarantee that I got your back. And if I had my way, Justin, it's me, Steve, Phil, Jerry, Mayuri, Satish, and everybody on this call against the world. Real talk. My brand says us against them. We gonna make it. And if they don't like that, you know I'll drop an F-bomb real quick if I need to. Go ahead, Carol.
So just like in Israel, and they have the kibbutz, and they have property where only the Jews go to commune with each other. Mm-hmm. So you build upon that your own location, your own people with their own stores and all that sort of stuff. Just separate yourself from the rest. And
so
then
that was a blessing that you said. Oh, go ahead.
Safe, but it's a matter of safety and knowing that everybody that's in there, that lives there, that's working there, is all part of the family. So it's almost like having your own family. Okay, just like the cops have their family, just like, everybody that's in any kind of anything has their own family. You need to have your own family. It's about protection. It's about keeping safe.
No doubt. So that's a blessing you said that, because you just blessed Justin's conversation. If there's anything I want y'all to hear, I want you to hear the blessing that Carol just said, because it actually proved Justin what he was saying. Everybody listen, because now this is what just hurts my heart the most. That's exactly what needs to happen, Carol. What Justin was saying is it's not allowed to happen when you're Black. Pay attention, y'all. When we segregate, as what that is, okay, Carol, we're not allowed to. If in slavery, if it was 6 people, Black, gathered up, it must be a slave master, a white person to monitor. Please know, if 6 people who are black get together, police will begin to patrol that area. Please know that. Please know that. That's what Justin was saying. Please know that it is that we know the solution is to come together, buy back the hood. We can't. It is systematically, it's still in laws today. There is no different drug usage in neighborhoods, but the arrest come from our neighborhoods. It is systematically designed to give me a felony at 16 so I cannot be competitive when I'm 23. The same thing your son gets a pass for at 16, my son gets arrested for and charged as an adult at 14. We're not allowed to get together because once we get together, we're patrolled. And once you put a patrolling around the get together, as Justin said earlier, there's this consciousness that has this battle. And ever since everyone's hurting, they're showing their authority. And we're going to lose every time because white police authority or police authority in this manner can never lose to black authority, ever. We just can't. Dave, go ahead, brother. I'll let you do it.
It's funny you say that because even when I worked construction, and bring this to my memory was if I would try to hire black guys, most of my roster was black guys, right? They would bring them in. And so they would see the great work that we were doing, so they would disperse my group, right? The guys, my friends that I normally go from job to job with, my white counterparties, they would disperse my guys. They were trying to find ways to fire them, lay them off, anything of that nature, because they seen our greatness. And it kind of reminded me of when you said there's like, when they seen us gathering around, it was just like some white person had to come and see what we were talking about, right? Whether I'm sending a white helper,
the way it works.
watch, they would bring them in, and it wouldn't be nothing but just work, but it would always happen. And it just got to the point where it became so sickening. And even to the fact, like, I know now, and I'm saying in my mind that I battle with, because I'm like, I'm building a black trucking company, but I know it's going to be some challenges with building that black trucking company, right? So it's still the battle with me and making all and executing all of that. You know what I'm saying? To say, man, I want a black landscaping company. I know there's going to be a challenge with that, right? Because again, I know even with grants, government grants and contracts and state level contracts, things of that nature, I know it still will be challenges with having black employees, right? I know once we begin to grow, it's going to be challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still at a juggle with it because my other buddies, they don't have that challenge. That are white, that are Hispanic. They don't have that challenge of what we have to go through when you say building that community. It's just not.
No, we don't have. We're not a. It is clear that there's something systematic. I know what it is, and I know the laws that do it. But I won't bore you with all that. It is clear that if I run this company teetering this line, but if I run it in the way right what was suggested, I'd immediately get tore up from the inside. You cannot in this country, if you can't even, we just can't gather. Let me just tell you what it is. We can't gather. The only time that we get to gather with no patrolling is worship. It's the only time that we get together is when we worship. When black folk worship, we're never bothered. But the moment we leave worship, we're not allowed to gather that way. You can't. You can't. You can't. It is what it is. Now, let's end this. You got to address all this. It don't got to be directly, but you got to address it. Or you need to not be self-promoting. One sentence will save your brand. Hey, everybody. Thank you very much. Coach Michael Bird, this is you. I'm so glad you're here. Phil, and my name is Phil, and this is my wife, Susan. We're humor consultants. Before we start real quick, just take 10 seconds of silence to honor anyone hurting at this time during this tragedy. Hold on. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom. And right there, you saved your brand. And you didn't say a word. But if you don't acknowledge it, maybe you win, maybe you don't. I just like de-risking my investments. That's just me. Or you could be like me and say, hey, stop being stupid. Depending on what your brand can handle. My brand can handle that. Yours probably cannot. That's it. This is how we build this company. If y'all wasn't here, we still would have had this conversation. As a matter of fact, the stupidest thing I could have ever did in 2020 was have a conversation about black struggle with white folk listening in. But I did anyway, right? Because where else you gonna learn this from? I dare you to go find another company, right, that would have opened up its doors and been that transparent and vulnerable about how we build this business. You now know that Deanna is not allowed to post some crap. She's not already. Deanna, how many posts did you delete from my page, your page, since we've been talking? Because I see your messages. Tell them approximately how many posts in how many weeks. Pay attention. Go ahead.
2 weeks total, and a combination of maybe about 25 to 30 posts.
They gone for 2 weeks. If they gotta be gone for another 2 weeks, they gone again. Because you can't get up there and say, oh, check this out. No. Either be quiet for 2 weeks or be empathetic for 2 weeks. It's up to you. Chris, if you're gonna take a damn photo, you need to take a photo of white people and say, hey, love everybody, or take a photo of a butterfly. But you do not need to be taking photos of wedding pictures unless you say love shines in any moment. Then you can take photo of a wedding picture. Y'all gotta address it. If you sell eyeglasses, then you need to sell eyeglasses. You don't need to say, here's our glasses, $19.99. Well, no, they won't be $19.99. $199.99 sounds more about right. Here's our glasses. No, you need to say, these glasses will help you see better during troubling times. And then you can sell those glasses all you want. But what you cannot do is be willfully silent. Don't freaking quote Martin Luther King about being silent and then be silent. You can't do it. Because the people watching you are deciding if they're going to buy from you or not. Ladies and gentlemen, as I end this call, the only thing that is going to last in an internet world is brands, nothing else. You heard it here first or maybe second. I don't know. Steve, I'm telling you, I'm looking you dead in your virtual eye here. If your brand is not more important than your product, people are not going to buy from you. Because the internet lets me choose if I want to mess with Steve or not. It's that simple. It's that simple. Your brand. The brand. Business has shifted. Brand. If y'all see me outside, I will have on a mask because I'm not stupid enough not to have on one in front of thousands of people watching my brand. And if I get caught, hey man, you wear the brand. You don't need to wear a mask. No, you know what? Maybe I don't, but I just want to be, I think wearing a mask, and I heard someone say this, I think Phil said this, I think wearing a mask is the kindest thing I could do for someone else. And now all of a sudden, I'm a good person now. Buy from that guy. Do that, y'all. Was this conversation long? Yep. Was it uncomfortable? Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the hell it was. Was it purposeful? Yeah. Did it have to happen? Yeah. Did we solve a single problem? Hell no. And we not. We're not. Because unless Jerry get his butt up, go win Congress, and use his whiteness to change these laws, ain't nobody solving no problems. The only other way to solve the problem is me and Justin got to get together, start a new party, a third party, not an independent party, but a third party with people of color interests, and then rival Democrat and Republicans and start a third party and let woke people like Phil and Susan and Jerry get in there. Then we can change. That second thing is like a 10-year plan. The first one is like a 4-year plan. Either way, ain't nothing changing till the laws change.
But you got to understand this, Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
The rules are written for the rich. The rules are written by the rich for the rich, right? But the rules are written in black and white. So there's nothing that says if you don't follow these business rules, if you don't follow these tax rules, you can't get the same rich and the same power that you've had, that your ancestors have had before. And within that power, they become coexistent, but also puppet strings. Because when you feel because we have one of the highest buying powers in America.
Yep.
So when you feel the wrath of that, you're then forced to...
We would be the 9th richest country in the world, the black spending power.
Sort of like a president or a politician that you lended money to before they got in office, they owe you. Almost like a Kennedy, so to say.
That's facts. Yeah, money wins elections. Yeah, money wins elections. And now that you won, do what I say. Yeah, that's why I buy politicians. I always told you I buy politicians. I never said I didn't buy politicians. I'm rich. I buy politicians all the time. All the time. They do it. It's called lobbying. It just sounds funny when I say it because I'm black. That's exactly what happens. We ain't solving shit. But at least our brand says, hey, I can trust those guys. That's it. Jerry ain't solving nothing. I can't. All I can do is take care of the people following me, trade 100,000 millionaires, and hope one of y'all will write something that change. Because other than that, we screwed, all of us. Because I'm the crazy guy that told all of y'all, and I swear to God, it's my last words. Crazy guy that told all y'all, if you 60 and white, you might as well be young and black. Remember, I said that. I'm crazy enough to tell y'all that. That is true. They don't want you either. That's true. That's true. Very, very, very last words on you, Carol, and then Deanna closes out.
So the thing I just wanted to mention is also for the memorial of this whole situation, some of the people that were protesting the other day, it got my heart. They got on their knee and they asked the cops, can you please get down on your knees with us and pray? And the thing is, that's like a memorial in itself. If the whole company were to do that and invite people in just for 5 minutes, and they say, all of us are doing it, that's going to make an impact as well, even in India.
Well, yeah, it's, and I respect and feel your emotion too. It's actually global. It's actually not an American problem anymore. But to my knowledge, every police force that dropped to their knees, and I'm not sure if it was prayer. I think it was, but it could have been, or it could have been an ode to Kaepernick. It could have been whatever. I don't know. But whatever it was, all those cities, they came out well during the riots. To my knowledge. When the police force, when the people who did not have to submitted, there was no violence. That says a lot. The only way you change is when the strong bear the infirmities of the weak. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better. You can dominate. Y'all get some drinks. I need some scotch already. All right, everybody. Hey, don't forget, all of y'all be on Humor Consultants. We're going to send it to you. We got all your information. We're going to send it to you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Let's jump on it. All right, everybody. Appreciate you. Thank you. See you later. Love you more, Phil.
Love you more, Phil.